Hey guys, it's welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as my first video for 2020, feels weird to say that, I am going to kind of close out 2019 and do 19 things I learned in 2019. I know a lot of people do this, like when it's their birthdays, like 19 things I learned when I turned 19 or something like that, but I'm going to do 19 things I learned in 2019 just to kind of change it up a bit. So let's just get started so I don't ramble. Number one is put yourself first. I've always been the person who puts others before them. I would rather buy someone a gift than buy myself something or like treat myself. So since I worked really hard at my job and I got my GPA up this semester and now I can hopefully get into the teaching program, I treated myself to the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette. It just, you know, looks like this. We've probably all seen it. But I treated myself because I haven't in a really long time. And I was like, I deserve it. I deserve to treat myself every now and again. Not like every month or something like that. You know, just like comes in waves. But like if you want to treat yourself, if you want to buy the bag you've been looking at for a year, like just do it. Like, you know, like kind of YOLO in a sense. But yeah, put yourself first. Two, it's okay to not be okay. I've like went through a lot in 2019 mentally, and sometimes it's okay to cry. It's okay to like tell someone like, no, I'm not doing great. Like, that's fine, and you should let those emotions show. You have every right to feel the way you do, and don't let anyone invalidate your feelings or make you feel like you're not supposed to feel that way. So it's okay to cry. It's okay to let your emotions show, because they should. They have to, because it's not healthy to bottle everything up, and I've been known to do that. So number three is self-love is important, because I truly feel that you can't love anyone, like a romantic partner or basically anyone in general, until you love yourself. So, and I kind of struggled with that, but last year, I'm saying last year, but it was like in September, which kind of was last year. The new year confuses me. So in September, I did self-love September on my Instagram, and I posted like things like self-love quotes on my Insta stories, and I thought that was like a stepping stone to like love myself, because like self-care, self-love is important. And yeah, so number four is it's okay to ask for help. I personally have not been like the best with that because of my anxiety. I like struggle to ask for help, like even like in a classroom. Like if I have a question, like I'm confused, like I'll ask one of the other classmates before I actually like ask the teacher, because that's just how my brain works. It's really confusing, trust me. But yeah, it's okay to ask for help mentally, in the classroom, like wherever you need help with something. Like it's okay to reach out. Like no one's gonna judge you if you have a question. Like someone else might have that question and they're also afraid to ask it, so you can help someone else, if that makes sense. I talk with my hands a lot, I'm sorry. Number five is kind of like Adeline Morin inspired, one of my favorite YouTubers. I have a lot of her merch. Girls supporting girls, or in general just people supporting people, but girls are definitely known to put each other down. Oh, she's skinny, she's too skinny, oh she's too fat, she's not pretty, she's ugly, she's like she's too pretty, like something's wrong, like that's not, like she's perfect, like comparing, I guess, in a sense. So just people supporting people, because even if you may not like someone, or you had a falling out, or you've just never been like compatible, you should still support them, because everyone deserves to be supported. So yeah. Number six, I want to get this tattooed on me somewhere, but you are enough / you're more than enough, because sometimes. We kind of feel like we're subpar. We feel kind of like depressed or just mentally not in the best place. But if anyone's struggling, you are enough. You are loved. Someone cares about you. You are cared for. You are loved. You are enough. Just to kind of like put that mentality in your brain that you're the only you. So no one else can take that from you. Number 7, one of my favorite quotes is, instead of waiting for the storm to pass, learn to dance in the rain. Something along those lines. But I have the storm will pass. So you might be going through a tough time right now, but it's gonna get easier over time. You're not gonna feel like that forever. It will pass. Something else is gonna come away your way that's a lot brighter, a lot happier. One of my favorite quotes my roommate told me is that you have to learn to be the lighthouse in someone else's storm, and I just really love that. It's kind of like learn to dance in the rain instead of waiting for the storm to pass. Like they kind of coincide, but I just love that. So I also want to get like a lighthouse tattoo because my mom's favorite thing in the world is lighthouses. Like if you've seen my house, like my house in my bathroom is like completely decked out in lighthouses. Like they're literally like lighthouse statues outside my house. Like my mom's obsessed. So I definitely want to do that. Number 8 is you are not alone. Kind of coincides with you are enough, but you are not alone. It reminds me of that Dear Evan Hansen song. You are not alone. Yeah. But I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm not gonna sing. I just did that little part. But yeah, so you're not alone. Others are struggling or feeling the same way you do, especially with mental health. Some people feel that way. You're not alone. So you don't have to have that mentality. I know it's hard to get out of the mentality that I'm the only one that's going through this. It's really hard. Like, how come I think like this? No one else does. But trust me, a lot of people do. So you're not alone. 6, 8, and 9 are kind of similar. Number 9, I put you matter. Some kind of like more than enough. They kind of coincide. But you matter. It's kind of like when you're depressed and you feel like you're alone, you feel like nothing, like to someone you matter, like they care for you, they love you, you are loved, you are cared for. So those kind of all like sum it up, I guess. I should have put those in like the same thing and then added more, but that's just what I was feeling at the time, you know. Number 10 is keep the people around who will always support you / bring you up. Which I kind of talked about with the girls supporting girls thing, but I've learned that you need to keep the people in your life who will support you, who will be there for you, who will care for you, and care for your well-being, rather. Because the toxicity in a friend, in a relationship, isn't healthy for you or them. So sometimes you just need to, it's hard, but you need to cut them out. I've had to unfortunately do that in the past because it was just not good for me to be in that situation where I just felt so anxious and depressed all the time. And it's really hard. But in that situation, you kind of have to put yourself first and only keep the people who will support you, who will bring you up, who will basically like be your hype crew. Like I know like my best friends in the world, like Andrea and Mike Jules, like I know they got my back. And then my roommate Jordan, and then some of my brothers from Phi Sigma Pi, like Isabel, Parker, like I could go on and name them all. But my friend Sarah, like my big Kyla, my little Kylie, like I could go on, but like those are like my people who I know like I could reach out and they'll FaceTime me in a heartbeat, you know? So keep people in your life who will support you is basically the message I just went on. 11, being vulnerable is not a bad thing. Sometimes when we're vulnerable, we let our guard down and then we immediately put it back up because we're scared to let it down. But it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing to be vulnerable and have that trust and loyalty in a person. So it's not a bad thing to like let that wall down. Yeah. Number 12 a lot of them kind of coincide. It kind of coincides with number 2. I put it's okay to cry. Sometimes we just need a good cry. Sometimes we just need to, you know, let it all out, put it all out there, and just let ourselves feel those emotions. Instead of, like I said before, just like bottling it up, and that's not healthy. So it's okay to cry. It's important to cry. Like, I know how people always say, like the stereotype is like, guys don't cry. Like, they're not supposed to cry. They're strong. But no, guys do cry. Like, everyone cries. Like, it's fine. It's okay. It's normal. It's a human reality. Like, everyone cries. Number 13 is you can only learn from your mistakes. So you learn from your mistakes. If you make a mistake, you move on and you learn from it. Mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect. Like the great Hannah Montana said, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We all have flaws. But we can only learn from them and grow. Number 14, like I kind of touched on before, comparison kills, and it certainly does. If you compare yourself to someone like Kylie Jenner, like, you're on completely different standards in life. Like, yeah, she's 21 and is a billionaire, but you're a high school student, you know? Like, you could definitely, like, be a billionaire in, like, middle school or high school or whatever, but you shouldn't compare. Sorry. A thing I've learned is you can't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 20, because that's just not realistic. And you can set goals and meet those goals, but don't set goals that are out of your reach, because if you do, like, it's good to have those goals, but like make stepping stone goals, because if you don't reach that goal, you're just gonna be mad at yourself that you couldn't fulfill that like fantasy of reaching that goal. You will one day, but there should be like goals in the middle instead of like, I want to be a billionaire right now, like, and then you don't do anything to reach that goal. Like, there's just not gonna be anything in the middle. So comparing yourself to someone else is unrealistic. Comparing yourself to your sibling, you are 2 different people. You are the only you in this world. There's no one else like you. So don't compare yourself to Kim Kardashian or some YouTuber, like, or even your roommate. Like, you're your own person, they're their own person. They have their demons that they're fighting, and you're fighting your own. So no one's better than the other. So we all need to like bring our standards down and like make it an even playing field, because no one's better than anyone. 15, I already touched on it. You are loved. You don't, and then I put in parentheses, you don't need a boyfriend for that. I'm single. So yeah. You are loved. You don't need a boyfriend to make you feel loved, is what I wrote down. So you can love yourself, and your family loves you. You have friends that love you. You don't necessarily need a relationship to feel loved by someone else. People do love you. Yeah, I'm not going to touch too much on that because I kind of already touched on that. I have 16 is the best comes to those who wait, or good things come to those who wait. Because sometimes we want things to happen suddenly, like right this moment, and they don't, and then we get sad and we're like, but why didn't this happen? I personally believe that God puts, this is just my belief, like if you don't have the same belief, that's fine, but I believe that God like puts us in this place for a reason, because we're supposed to be there. He gives us the pain and the struggles because he knows we can deal with them. He knows we can fight them. That's just my personal belief. 17 is you can do anything. You can do anything you set your mind to, as long as you push yourself and you work for it. You can definitely be that billionaire, have that makeup company, be a principal, be a teacher. Like, you can definitely do that as long as you set your mind to it. Have the belief and determination that you can do it, and you will. You'll do it for sure if you just have the motivation. Number 18, definitely anxiety related, is Just Breathe. Kind of like the Ariana Grande song Breathin', one of my favorite songs. I always play it when I have like a panic attack, like in my room or something. Like when I'm alone, I'll play it, and it just reminds you to, like, in that moment, like, it might be like stressful and worrisome, and you might feel like utterly alone, but just breathe. It's fine. You'll push through. You're alive. You're breathing. Just remind yourself to breathe, and you'll be fine. So just breathe through it. 19 is the pain will only make you stronger. So the pain we're facing now, it's only gonna make us stronger. We can only go up from there. Like, with all the struggles I've faced personally, I feel like I've grown from them. I've experienced them, and I'm a better person because I went through that, if that makes sense. And then I put a little extra bonus in there just to top it off. 2020, another 120. The best is yet to come. So we made it to 2020. 2019 is over. The best is yet to come. Only better things will happen. We might have some bumps along the way. There might be a little darkness in the tunnel, but we'll push through. We do. The best is yet to come. It kind of relates to the good comes to those who wait. A lot of them kind of coincide, and I'm sorry for that. I didn't realize it until I was just sitting down talking about them. But yeah, the best is yet to come. Only up from here. We made it this far. We can make it so much farther. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this little video. Comment down below some of your, like, favorite quotes or things you learned in 2019. I'd love to read them. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill. Always remember, be a pineapple, stand tall, wear a crown, stay on the inside, and I'm so excited for 2020.